Despite one of the worst financial downturns in modern history, 2022 was a major year for Web3 and NFTs. Economic turbulence aside, 2023 is shaping up to be the best year yet for NFTs and Web3. So, whether you're looking to make billions or just trying to build, here are the top 10 NFT and Web3 trends and predictions to look for in 2023. Now, before we get rolling, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to ensure you're always up to date on the latest innovations and developments in the world of Web3, NFTs, and crypto. So let's go ahead and get into it. Dynamic NFTs. Though they've been around for a while, dynamic NFTs are set to take stage in a major way throughout 2023. In 2022, we saw this innovation used to great effect. From Fluff World's swappable scenes and sounds, Zerion's avatars, which changed based on trading activity, or Valhalla's armory-powered reroll system. With projects like Doodles 2 enabling swappable music and wearables, and Yuga Labs' other side allowing select assets like codas and artifacts to be decoupled from their other deed land parcels, dynamic NFTs are the wave to watch in 2023. Tech-based business models. Given the froth of FOMO and booming market, most collections released in 2021 survived off of NFT sales and royalties. The harsh winter of 2022 brought with it the harsh reality that NFT projects are destined to fail unless they grow into NFT businesses. Accordingly, expect the strongest teams to begin unveiling scalable tech products as the core of their future business models. Many teams have already started down this path. Take Dust Labs, the company behind the two largest Solana collections, DeGods and Utes. They've raised more than $7 million and have begun to build out tooling for NFT projects like the Scholarship Tool and the Proof of Work Dashboard. Now, KPR is building out Focus Art, a publishing platform to enable artists to create, release, and monetize their works in Web3, while also providing more nuanced and flexible trait design and layering techniques to enable more creative aesthetics. AMGI, the animation studio behind My Pet Hooligan, is building out Emmy, a real-time facial animation tool to allow AR and VR communication and content creation, as well as Interloop, a framework to enable any project to build within the Unreal Engine 5-based game world underpinning My Pet Hooligan. Of course, there's Yuga Labs building out their other side metaverse, ODK, and hiring former Activision COO to help lead the effort. Entertainment expansions. Similarly to the pivot towards building tech products, projects with the capital, connections, and creative capacity will make big strides towards becoming noteworthy IP, venturing beyond the small pond of Web3 and into the oceans of entertainment, music, and fashion. Yuga Labs is kicking off an interactive narrative activation with the trial of Jimmy. Creeps is now managed by 360 to help guide its expansion into gaming, animated series, and fashion. Doodles is making music a core pillar of their ecosystem, and alongside wearables, they've also brought on Pharrell to be one of the executives on the team. Futureverse has been flexing their production abilities with a recent in-engine trailer shortly followed by the release of their Party Bear Buzzies audio comic book experience. Web3 gaming goes pro. Gaming has been and remains one of the clearest use cases for NFTs. As one of just 3 industries on pace to grow by over $100 billion in annual revenue over the next few years at a compound growth rate of 8.4%, it's insanity to think that players will keep pouring money into digital assets they don't own and can't be used in other games. NFTs fix this. Most of the projects born from the play-to-earn wake of Axie Infinity have already failed, but the ones that remain will lean on pro gamers and streamers to bring greater awareness to their releases, in some cases bringing on these same players as advisors. Some games to watch throughout 2023 include Blanco's Block Party, Big Time, FIFA AI League, Illuvium, My Pet Hooligan, imposters, and the watch, formerly known as Frontier. On-chain is in vogue. Terra Luna was a lesson in algorithmic stablecoins, FTX a lesson in self-custody, and in 2023, I've got a feeling that some major project will be a lesson in the technical nuance of being fully on-chain. You see, despite popular belief, most NFT collections aren't actually stored on-chain, instead only storing partial data on-chain, typically the token ID and a URL that points to the token's metadata. Sometimes metadata is stored directly on-chain, but that's usually as far as it goes. Rare is the project storing everything about the NFT, including the art, entirely on-chain. Why? Because this can get expensive. So, why does this even matter? Because if something were to happen to the company behind the collection, a major exchange hosting a collection, like an OpenSea or Magic Eden, or the pinning sites hosting the metadata, your NFT will be rendered useless and inaccessible. Instead of seeing your $250,000 ape on OpenSea, you may find, nothing. When an NFT is fully on-chain, it allows the token to be reconstructed in its entirety using both on- and off-chain decompressors directly from the data baked into the chain, ensuring the NFT persists in perpetuity alongside the network itself. And one of the first PFP projects to be issued fully on-chain is Jimmy.eth's Avastars. And early 2022 saw Josie Bellini, one of the most established OG artists in the space, release Cyberbrokers as a fully on-chain SVG collection. After I saw the floor rocket to above 5 ETH and settle back down to earth, I acquired one for the fund. Now, all it takes is one metadata-related fiasco, and I am confident we will see a renaissance of fully on-chain projects with genuine persistence and immutability. Corporates double down. As behemoths like Starbucks and Nike commit to making Web3 a core vertical of their business, with the likes of Odyssey and DotSwoosh, respectively, expect to see multi-year partnerships and significant investments from Fortune 500 companies across consumer brands, entertainment, gaming, sports, luxury goods, and fashion. Polygon has been attracting and securing major partnerships, partly because of their network, but massive grants seem to be key to their success. In 2023, the tables will shift as segment leaders start investing directly into strong NFT and Web3 teams, as they realize it's better to align with an existing player and lean on their foundations, tech, and competencies than to struggle to create something worthwhile internally. We've already seen Warner Brothers invest in Palm NFT Studio back in 2021, and Epic Games raised $2 billion alongside Sony to build a family-friendly metaverse. And Disney, they kicked off a Web3-centric accelerator program while also appearing to have a close relationship with the Aku World project. Who's next? Unicorns everywhere. Now, building on the prior point, many projects raised hundreds of millions of dollars in 2022, despite it being a rather crushing year. Digidaikaku's parent company Limit Break raised $200 million to build Web3 MMOs. Yuga Labs, they raised $450 million at a $4 billion valuation, and Doodles, they raised $54 million. While most fundraisers have been in the high seven figures, expect several more checks above $100 million in 2023. Hyper-scarce, mass-scale mints. The 10K PFP meta is dead. By no means have we seen the last collection using that well-worn model, but in 2023 and beyond, we'll see far more projects opting for extremes of the sizing spectrum, from hyper-scarce mints of a couple thousand down to a few hundred, to mass market mints in the hundreds of thousands and millions. But why the change? Audience segmentation. Most established projects have only remained faithful to this formula in effort to ensure existing holders have a chance to mint at least one new NFT from companion and follow-up drops. As teams assess their inaugural collections and reconcile their existing communities against their future aspirations, it's become clear that splitting the difference doesn't work. Instead, smaller collections with higher mint prices will allow for more tailored, exclusive experiences and deeper connections than is otherwise possible with larger mints. Oppositely, massive mints intended to drive market penetration, awareness, and inclusivity will be sold for less than $50 or given out for free. The scaled approach is critical to growing the community without devaluing Genesis holders. Some have already created a blueprint here. Take Reddit, who've onboarded millions with their collectible avatars. And Manchester United is looking to do the same thing with their Tezos partnership. And Starbucks is slowly opening up its Odyssey program before granting access to their legion of caffeine fiends. The metaverse takes shape. The metaverse is not a singular place, but rather a standard for handling digital assets, digital identity, and their associated metadata in an interoperable and composable fashion. As such, I'm confident 2023 will be the year the metaverse begins to take shape in a truly palpable way. While I'm not as confident the hurdles of active users and engaging activity will be completely remedied, the release of the Other Side SDK will arrive alongside plenty of hype and attention, marking a significant move forward in empowering creators and non-technical users to connect with others in a world that blends socializing, commerce, and creativity into a fluid, gamified experience. Aside from Other Side, Spatial is pushing adoption forward by enabling anyone to craft a VR/AR world in minutes, ensuring accessibility from something as simple as a cell phone browser. Alongside more user-generated content populating these worlds, I anticipate major milestones from lesser-known platforms like Wilder World and the Third Kingdom, and for metaverse-centric networks like Root and Lamina One to drive the open metaverse forward in a big way. Network migrations. The two leading Solana collections, DeGods and Utes, recently announced a migration away from the network and over to Ethereum and Polygon respectively. The team's motives are not crystal clear, but it's safe to assume there were doubts about Solana's post-FTX future. Though DeGods and Utes could be viewed as edge cases, many of the trends we've covered today will force teams to adapt and adjust their tech stack to ensure their plans are feasible. Despite recent upgrades, Ethereum remains too slow and too expensive to support the next generation of NFT innovation at the scale of hundreds of millions. Hence why Doodles is migrating away from Ethereum in February 2023. Their next phase, Doodles 2, is intended to take the brand from a few thousand to a few million by focusing on digital identity with customizable wearables and music. Again, this is a perfect use case of dynamic NFTs, but it requires a more flexible and affordable network to ensure holders aren't priced out by wild gas fees. The team have not yet announced which network it will be just yet, but it's safe to assume Polygon is high on the list. Still, I, alongside many in the Fluff World and Futureverse community, have speculated that the project will opt for the Root network, a Layer 1 chain built by the Futureverse team and purpose-designed to bring NFTs, DeFi, and digital identities to the mass market with as little friction as possible. So there you have it. Those are the top 10 trends in NFTs and Web3 to look out for in 2023. But I'm curious, what do you think? Do you agree with any of these? Do you disagree? What did I miss? Let me know in the comments down below. And while you're at it, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on another timely update like this again. Now, if you're really interested in diving deep into Web3 crypto NFTs, or you're preparing to launch a project, or you're a Web2 company trying to transition to Web3, get in contact with us at Native Assets, as this is our specialty and we can help advise you on precisely what you should and shouldn't do to see the most success in Web3. But that's it for today's keynote. My name is Sae'Von Springer, founder and managing partner of Native Assets and author of the Blockchain Blueprint. I appreciate you, and I'll talk to you real soon. Peace.
You niggas ain't cheat me, to Reunited TV. I'm a real life shot caller, you niggas just shoot at the breeze. I can shoot at your knees, one cap, two cap, my cat, go black, produce losing near, load of facts, catch a skeleton around the map. See, I terrorize like it's getting more, cause I theorize at higher tempo. But you been on in my modo, I'm a ran dive in the get roll.